But I got a bunch of messages yesterday from people telling me that some new show called Crime Scene, The Vanishing, came out, right?
Oh, I saw that up in the, you know how they give you like, there's always one show right when you open up Netflix?
Right. Yeah. So I'm like, all right, let me put it on this show. I have no idea what it's about. So I sit down and I get into my hyperbaric chamber and I start watching it. And I'm like, WTF. Do you know what it's about, Kyle?
I read a little bit of the synopsis.
So it's this hotel in Los Angeles on Skid Row that apparently, if there's ever a crime in LA, the murderer lives there. The Night Stalker used to live there.
Legit.
Did you watch? How far did you get?
I watched the first episode.
I watched the first 3 episodes. There's 4 episodes.
And I was so disturbed.
The Night Stalker would kill his victims, go into the alley of the hotel, take off all his bloody clothes, and walk upstairs in his underwear up to his room and go to bed. But the reason this documentary exists is because there's a video of a woman. God, I get chilled. There's a video of a woman that went viral in 2013 of this woman who goes into, her name is Elisa Lam. She goes into, she's disappeared. And the only footage they have is of her in this elevator in this hotel. And the video is the most bizarre video. Remember Don't F With Cats, how the web sleuths solved it? Yeah. This is one of those, where the video went viral and all the web sleuths are watching it. And it's so crazy. And the beginning part, the first episode is kind of boring. And then all of a sudden, at the end of the episode, it's like, what? And then you can't put it down. Like, I was going to bed last night. And my wife's like, why are you watching this? Why are you watching this? And then it's like, I got up this morning to do my normal routine of hot tub, cold plunge, and I thought murderers were everywhere. Before, when you watch The Night Stalker, you think there's one murderer. Like, the owner of the hotel, the person who runs the hotel, there's one episode where she's walking around telling you, there's 700 rooms. And she's like, someone was killed in that room. Someone was killed in this room. Someone OD'd in this room. Someone committed suicide in this room. So like every room, she goes, I finally had to say, is there a room here where someone didn't die? I mean, it's so crazy. But when you watch the video, you think that there's demons possessed. You think that it's so crazy, this video.
Well, that's what I thought, because the reason why my husband and I started watching the documentary is because we remember seeing that video of Elisa Lam back in high school. I think it was like high school. Everyone was watching that video, and what's so weird is that you see this woman act so strange inside an elevator. And she's going in and out, and the elevator door is not closing. She hits all the buttons. Yeah, she's hitting all the buttons, but you never see the elevator door try to close or anything, and you don't see anyone else like in the exit of the elevator. So you kind of feel like it's a ghost video.
Right.
And that's when we watched it in high school. That's what we thought it was. Like, oh, there's ghosts in that hotel, and she's talking to a ghost. But then, they do a whole investigation, and that's why we started watching it. But it's just disgusting to hear everything that went down in this hotel. And I'm like, who would ever want to stay there? And they have rebranded, and the name has changed. And I'm like, no. That doesn't erase everything that went down in that hotel. Like, there's no way I would ever step foot in that place.
So the web sleuths really get into it, right? And they do this stuff where they zoom in. Do you know about this part? Where they watch the whole video over and over and over again. And then in the bottom left-hand corner, they see what looks like somebody else's foot.
Oh, no.
Yeah, dude. And you get goosebumps when you see it. And it's like, what is this? They go over it. And there's like clips of the video they're missing. And there's a cop that's saying, we watched this. We had to go through 20 hours of video. We watched over and over and over again. Finally, we realized she's missing. She's been missing 13 days. She didn't leave the hotel. Ooh. Like, there's cameras outside the hotel. She's in the hotel. So they tear apart the whole hotel looking for her. They can't find her.
They went to
but do you know what happened to her?
Room. Yeah, I do. Because I remember seeing that before this documentary.
I'm on episode 3. They find her. It's not good.
It's disturbing.
Now, I don't know what happens. I don't know. I still got one more episode. But here, there's this text exchange last night with Suzette, Grant, and me, right? Suzette's like, sends over this link about whatever, right? And I'm like, yeah, I just finished episode 1 or something like that. And I go, dude, that's the place where the Night Stalker used to live. And Grant goes, oh, the Cecil Hotel? Typical.
Of course.
Typical of Grant. Knows where the Night Stalker lives. Like the name of the hotel and everything. Oh, I'll check it out. The Cecil Hotel. Like Grant's like, been there.
Is that the Cecil Hotel? I stayed there.
yeah.
I plan on staying there for my honeymoon.
Is there, do you know if there's closure at the end? Do you know?
I don't know if they found the killer or not, but I got one episode left. I already know episode 2, they find the body. So I'm in the middle of episode 3, and there's 4 episodes. I'm glad they found the body because I thought it was a missing thing. So now it's like I'm assuming they're going to give you closure. I hope they give you closure. I don't know, but there's so many murders in this hotel.
Well,
murder after murder after murder.
It was so cheap to stay there, so people literally used it as like an apartment because
like a flop house.
Yeah, because they didn't have to like give any background when like staying there, you know. And there was a lot of people that were criminals that couldn't get an apartment.
Yeah, and it's like right in Skid Row, which I guess is the worst part in the whole country. There's like they show sky views of the homeless people and drug dealers and everywhere, just all around the hotel. Now, the opposite of this show's called The Vanishing. It's called it's Crime Scene Investigation, The Vanishing
At
Cecil Hotel. It's on Netflix. It's probably gonna be top 10 if it's not number 1 already. But I believe number 1 is Firefly Lane. How far are you on that, Kyle?
I think I'm 2 episodes from the ending.
Do you like it?
I love it.
Yay!
I know,
I knew it. Yes, I knew it. I'm so happy.
Hey, wait, is it better? Is it better than Bridgerton?
It's different.
Like
no,
John Jay said?
no,
Okay.
it's
I don't think you
not
can
better
compare the
than
two.
Bridgerton.
Nothing's
like
better than
John Jay
Bridgerton.
did say.
I had to say that so you would commit to it. Because you can't compare the two because Bridgerton's in the
They're
1500s
so
or whatever.
Different vibe.
They are really different. But I think it's like you just fall in love with everyone on the show and like for different reasons. You know, like Katherine Heigl's character, Tully, she's like the main one. She's just this like lovable train wreck. You know what I mean? She's like, will do literally anything for her best friend. And she's super supportive, but then she kind of screws over all the time at the same time. It's a really unique relationship, but it's sort of like, I don't know, it just draws you in.
It's a happy
or at least
show.
it drew me in.
It's like 2 best friends. Like I see this bond my sister has with her best friend, and like I don't have a bond like that with anybody that's not related to me. So I'm like, when I watch that bond, I'm like, okay, wow, that does exist where you can piss somebody off to a level that you think I'm never talking to you. Like for me, I watch it and I go, they did that to me. I'm never talking to them again.
They're dead
But
to you.
it's on this show. Like the other one's like, no, you're talking to me. We're talking. We've been through too much to not talk to each other, and they're just always there for each other, no matter what, right?
Aw.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
really
really,
good.
it's just sweet.
That's a good show to watch after the Cecil Hotel.
Yes.
That's
Yeah, you got to decompress after that
that's
season.
emotional.
I
That's
mean,
whiplash.